Hey everybody, and welcome back to Investment Honey, where we talk about various crypto projects. Before we begin, I want to let you know that I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice on the channel, and I don't even encourage you to invest. But what I am going to do is share with you my own personal opinion and views on the projects discussed on the channel. So we're looking at Trending Tool. This is going to be an ETH project. They do have a fair launch coming up. So here we go. We can see this is going to go live in just over 2 days, from the time of me doing the video. And so this is going to be the trendingtool.io fair launch. Got a couple of badges here, audit and KYC. So as far as the audit's concerned, I did pass with no high or medium severity issues. Certificate of KYC, that's going to be a pink sale KYC. Again, this is upcoming. And pre-sale, again, it's going to start in just over 2 days and 20 hours, or 21 hours, from the time of doing the video. They've got their socials here. It says this is an automated SMM panel that's been tokenized, made by pink sale service providers, automating a service that is consistently requested. This is an opportunity to invest into an existing business with a real user base and consistent revenue. Trending Tool is leveraging the buyback feature by allocating 30% of raise for buybacks. The token is on the ERC, or ETH blockchain, and at zero tax. The public raise will only be 30 ETH. Okay, so we see the soft cap, for this, because again, it is a fair launch. It's going to be 15 ETH, here. And we also see liquidity lockup time just under 365 days, so almost a year, on the liquidity pool lockup. So let's see here, moving forward, looking at the token metrics here. My only concern is all the unlocked tokens. So you got 41% here in terms of unlocked tokens. I would love for the team to go ahead and explain what's going on with all those unlocked tokens. So moving forward, let's go ahead and take a look at some documentation. We'll go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. Oops, too big. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to go ahead and scroll through and just kind of browse, to see what's going on here. So we can see an introduction, some objectives. They're abstract. They say this is a solution in the digital era. The success of a brand, individual, or even blockchain project relies heavily on the social media presence. So a well-engaged profile not only helps establish credibility, but also paves the way for exponential growth and reach. The Trending Tool enters the scene with the primary goal, of aiding entities in the journey, by providing automated SMM services across numerous platforms. All right, so we get some features here, as well. So this is a little bit small to read, but I'll let you guys go ahead and go through that. We see some token information, ERC20. There's the ticker, Ethereum chain. Total supply is going to be 1 million, 0% tax on buys and sells. And then some token distribution. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So we see 3% going to bridges, 5% to the team, 5% to marketing, 5% to centralized exchange, 20% to pre-sale, 2% to rewards, 25% going to buyback, 35% going to liquidity. All right, so we also see a project roadmap here. So we see curating project functions, development of Trending Tool app is finished, website and branding design, creation of Trending Tool socials and initial growth, creation of the pink sale and no tax token launch, takeover on Google, traditional listings and marketing. This is number 2. Sorry, I should have started at 1, but here we just get plenty of brainstorming. So I'm going to go ahead and move on over to 3. Progression here, Trending Tool expansion. Beyond your social media, they're going to introduce views on SoundCloud, viewers on Twitch, Kick and more in Q3 after they've established themselves in Q2. So going beyond some of the traditional stuff that you typically see, in terms of tokens trying to grow in their awareness, which is good to see. Launch of the automated Telegram bot to place Web3 orders, NFT services only. This is going to be useful to crypto.com entrepreneurs and influencers, centralized exchange listings, integration of Trending Tool with the platform. And then in here, 4 future prospects. By this time, they hope to have met their project, of over $100,000 in profit. This would mean a guaranteed 23x from the launch, and a liquidity of XYZ, putting us in a position to launch on KuCoin, which is their goal for Q4. And then in Q5, they're just looking for growth. So it would be helpful for them to at least state like months, in terms of here's when we say we're going to accomplish everything we want to do here in phase 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. All right, so moving forward. We see business analysis. Analysis is not spelled correctly, so if the team comes across this, they need to adjust that. Let's see here, moving forward, we see they talk about a little bit of their marketing strategy in their documentation. Got an economic model, some governance, so they're looking to implement, maybe have some kind of a DAO associated, with their project. And that's essentially the end of the documentation. So I know that's a quick, walkthrough of it, but again, as we go through documentation on this channel, we typically just browse, and then I leave it back on you to go ahead and go through it a bit more in depth if it's something that you're interested in participating in, even though we don't encourage you to on this channel. So moving forward to the main page, we see some links in the navigation bar. They talk about exactly what is the trending tool, automatic SMM services platform. Okay, and they talk about some of the services here. Instagram. We're seeing a bunch of different socials here, and they're talking about followers, likes, views, reactions, and retweets. They got a video here that you guys can play on your own, because you guys know that I don't play videos as we go ahead and go through projects and explore them on the channel. So moving forward, we get a button here to go ahead and download the white paper, which we just went over. We get some financial projections, as well. Trending tool has near to no expenses, for the botting services, press release services, and mass DMs, making it the most impressive business model versus the supply and demand of these services, which are always needed and only growing as businesses continue to focus on their social presence. We're able to offer near unbeatable prices and with a dedicated team, 24/7 customer service and order fulfillment. Okay. So about the buybacks, with every order, 40% of the profits will be bought back based on our financial analyst advice as well as community decisions. So naturally, and this is coming back to, essentially that DAO that we're looking to try to implement. So naturally, as trending tool grows, ranks better on SEO, and becomes a better solution for not just those deep into crypto and tech, but for the regular day-to-day person, the buybacks will increase as well, which, should certainly help the token. While we are in that growth phase nonetheless, Pink Cell is structured, so that upon finalization, we'll have a huge buyback pool at their disposal. This makes Trending Tool one of the most positive and promising investments within the space. All right, so Trending Tool represents a real existing business generating revenue and what will be the proper way to tokenize a product. And essentially, this is kind of just mimicking what we saw on Pink Cell. Again, and we saw some of this in their documentation where they talk about some of their objectives, as well, which I'm not going to go through. We saw some of that token allocation information, also in the documentation, which we've already gone through, and we've talked about, their roadmap. So I guess for me, at the end of the roadmap, it'd be good to know, are we getting a V2, on this roadmap? It says to be continued, but does that mean a V2 or what? And again, we'd like to see some indicators, of what you've already completed, so whether it's checking it off, crossing it off, something that indicates, that, hey, we've already done, what we've already mentioned, here on the roadmap, but we don't get that yet, but might be something that they'd want to do, as they refine this roadmap. And, I love the phases, but it's also helpful to know when is phase one complete. Is that going to be like, before October? Are we going to get all this stuff done, before the end of the year? We have no idea. So some more specifics, indicators, of progress, on the roadmap would be helpful, in taking a look at this roadmap. So, but we've reached the end of the page, so again, guys, this is going to go ahead and go live in just over 2 days from now. So just be aware of it, and you got plenty of time to go ahead and try to get some additional information. Check out any other content creators that may be talking about the project, so that you have as much information as possible to be able to evaluate this and make an informed decision. All right, so thank you so much for watching. With that said, you all enjoy the day.